Hello everybody, happy Sunday. How you doing? I'm going to do another segment of Lying for Jesus. That's right, this time it's Katie Britt's turn. That good Christian girl from Alabama. Yeah, this is her turn. This is where we talk about all those self-proclaimed Christians out there that want to tear down everybody else that doesn't look like them, act like them, or pray like them. And she proves it in this little piece that she said the other night when she did her rebuttal. Bless her heart. She actually said that about Joe Biden too. But anyway, let's get into this, shall we? She says, our families are worried about putting food on the table, just like everybody else in the country. But you know what, Katie? Looking at that expensive kitchen of yours, I'm pretty sure you're not in a bind, if you know what I mean. You know what I worry about? I worry about our kids not having the same rights as I did and my mother did. Seriously, that's what I worry about. The American dream has turned into a nightmare. Our country can do better. Biden inherited a secure border from President Trump. Think about Laken Riley, raped and murdered by an illegal that Biden chose to keep in the country. No, the same laws were in effect when Donald Trump was president, and there was undocumented workers coming in, killing people then too. Forgot about that part, did ya? I know you're just new to the Senate, but keep up, girl. Reckless spending was caused by Biden's huge spending spree. Americans are just scraping by while Biden brags about Bidenomics. Our dollar doesn't go as far as it used to because of inflation. No, honey, your dollar doesn't go as far as because those greedy corporations out there, all those grocery store company owners and stuff like that, and everybody else that has to do with keeping a household up and going, they made off pretty good during the pandemic there. So they thought, Jesus, this is a pretty good scam we got going here. Why don't we just keep that up now? And we'll just up it a bit because now that people are back at work, they'll pay more because people got to eat. Yeah, that's where inflation's coming from. Crime is not the lowest, like Joe Biden said. It's rising. You know what, honey? Violent crime is down all over the place because of different crime bills that Joe and the Democrats brought in. Disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. People are laughing at us. No, they're pretty much laughing at you and Trump because you know what happened? That was all Trump. In December of 2020, he went and talked to everybody over in the Middle East. That's right. They left the Afghan government out of the conversation. They had no idea what was going on. And they released 5,000 Taliban. 5,000. And guess who's running Afghanistan now? They're all in government. That's right. They're all in government. And Trump told me to be out by May. Biden said, that's impossible. We can't do that. We have to do this in a logistical form. So by the time August came around, all those guys, all those Taliban that started in the north and started flying their way down, they did it in record numbers, in record time. And those 13 soldiers were a casualty of pulling out of Afghanistan. No doubt about it. They were a casualty. But you know who was at the tarmac to receive those bodies when they came back? The families and Joe Biden and his wife, Jill. Yep. He talked to each one of those family members. So, it wasn't Joe Biden's fault. Just saying. The Chinese Communist Party is exploiting our country and they're buying up all our farmland. Really? Well, who do you think's selling it to? It's got to be the farmers who are American citizens, right? So if the Chinese are buying it, they're buying them from somewhere. Ask Nikki Haley. She sold off a bunch of farmland to the Chinese right by military bases. So why don't you talk to her about who's selling all the farmland? The owners are selling the farmland, not Joe Biden. Our commander-in-chief is dithering and diminished. Really? He put a little punch in his step on Thursday night, didn't he? Put all you guys in your place, got you all crazy. Told you the truth, didn't like it very much. We, the people, are still in the driver's seat. I know which choice our children deserve. We want our families to grow and bring precious lives into the world. More fake goddamn tears because of what's going on in your state in IVF is ridiculous. A group of cells is not a child. Get over it. Alabama stands with you. Never forget, we are steeped in the blood of patriots. Do you mean those patriots that went in and beat the shit out of cops and they were all full of blood? A few of them died. Some took their own lives. A bunch had to retire. Cops turned against them because they spoke out. Yeah, we're talking about those patriots, or are you talking about the fake ones that went in and took a big shit in Nancy Pelosi's office and almost destroyed Mitch McConnell's office and everybody else's on the Hill? You talking about those patriots? We need to have a little talk, little girl. That's what we need to do. When we gaze upon the heavens, don't forget that we put a man on the moon. And at 42 years, she is the youngest senator on the Hill. Tells you something, doesn't it? Getting short on old people, I guess. And Trump's VP shortlist is where she is right now, if you can believe that. Because you know what? She spouted every point that he wanted. That's right. She did. And she's going to bring that Christian vote in too, because that's what he needs. Satan himself needs a Christian. Go figure. Her staging was perfect, don't you think? However, as most MAGA attitudes want to put out there, if all this Project 2025 gets in, she's going to be out of office. That's why she's going to be home barefoot, pregnant, and in that kitchen for good. Just saying. They don't like women working. Then comes the huge lie that she told about human trafficking at the southern border. Yes, we all know what happens. It happens all over the world. But to hint that she met a woman at the border that was a sex slave at the age of 12 just isn't true. It's not. She said this happened last year, and she's been telling it since January of 2023. What she's hinting at is Lake and Riley. And because of that illegal that horrendously raped and murdered that young girl. It was just awful. That's what she's getting at. But let's get into this a little more. The incident she's referring to happened in Mexico over 20 years ago. Joe Biden was not the president 20 years ago. He wasn't even the vice president 20 years ago. And that other demon, Obama, tan suit wearing guy, he wasn't president either. This happened under Republican President George W. Bush. I traveled to Del Rio sector of Texas. Fake tears. That's where I spoke to a woman who shared her story with me. She had been sex trafficked by the cartels since the age of 12. We wouldn't be okay with it if this happened in a third world country. But it did happen in a third world country. It happened in Mexico. It's not quite as poor as most, but it's still classed as a third world country. It happened in Mexico. The information I'm going to give you comes from a guy called Katz, K-A-T-Z, on Earth. He's a TikTok guy. Listen to him. His video is great. Now, Britt started telling this fake story back in May 11th, or January 2023, on her U.S. Senate government website. She never got the story from the survivor. The survivor told her story to Congress in 2015. That's right. Now, as soon as she was sworn in January 2023, she went on a girls' trip with Marsha Blackburn and Cindy Hyde Smith of Mississippi. Cindy Hyde Smith has got this, and Marsha Blackburn have got this up on their government websites too. You can go and read it. As well as they held a presser when they got down there, because they're going to be the good Christian women that go and help. If they were going to be good Christian women and help, why weren't they at a food kitchen down there or helping to give food to the undocumented that are sleeping on the street instead of in a shelter? Because they won't take the money that Joe Biden has offered them. A Mexican Congresswoman, Rosa Marie de la Garza, she's an anti-human rights and anti-trafficking activist, as well as a Fox commentator, Sarah Carter, who does a lot of anti-immigration, xenophobic crap coverage. And the survivor, Karla Jacinto Romeo, the presser was about the work being done to fight human sex trafficking in Mexico. Google Karla Jacinto Romeo and her agonizing journey is there for everybody to read. She is a hero and a survivor and has been very courageous to be coming out since 2015 and telling her story to anybody that had listened, and she still stands up to the cartels. This is her 2015 testimony to Congress. She was trafficked from 2004 to 2008 in Guadalajara. Pretty sure that's not in the United States. So, Katie Britt, you are a liar. This woman did not tell you this story on U.S. banks of the river or sitting on a rock in a park somewhere. She has been telling this story in public for almost 10 years. You can put your extreme MAGA Jesus bullshit spin on everything President Joe Biden said in the State of the Union address, but neither you nor your party have the right to boo-hoo and blubber about the border. There is a fix available. Actually, the fix that is available is the one that Katie Britt worked on and agreed to pass. So, there's that. There is a fix available, but the mango moose-colored mango fatted calf told you weren't allowed to pass that secure border bill, because even though everything in it is exactly the same as you wrote it, Katie, you and Langford and a few other Democrats, it's exactly the same bill, because the mango moose knuckle said no, you guys said no. It's the same effing bill you approved 3 weeks ago. When Trump found out Minnie Moses was bringing it to the floor for a vote, they got on the phone, and like Minnie Moses said, we spent countless hours on the phone, right? Congress said no, so it couldn't go to the Senate. So if it doesn't go to the Senate, it can't go to the president to be signed into law. No crying over your party's incompetency, Katie. All Katie Britt is trying to do is fearmonger, because right-wing nuts are screaming to the high heavens and the depths of hell about the southern border. Why don't you start talking about solutions like more security, more judges, more technology to find all these massive amounts of fentanyl that you claim are coming across the border, and setting up the legal process in the immigrants' home countries before they even leave, so it'll stop the human traffickers and the coyotes that lie their ass after these people and rip them off. It's over $8,000 to $10,000 it costs for them to come up here to the United States, come up to your country, the United States. They're coming into Canada too. But let's like and comment. If you're new to the channel, give it a subscribe. But this is what Marsha said when they were on the border that night. We're out here tonight seeing what happens as migrants make that journey across the river, although there were no migrants around. Imagine. Only discarded clothes that they couldn't take across the river because they had to handle their kids and everything else, so they discarded a bunch of stuff. And it was like, there's bras and panties. Well, you know what? You can only take so much in a little bag. Some stuff, oh, these are children's shoes. I wonder how badly they suffered. I don't know. They walked through 3 countries, so what's your guess? Seriously. And the next one was Katie Britt, and this is what she said on her little girls' trip. There is no doubt that under Joe Biden, it is open season for terrorists and drug cartels and human traffickers. We're seeing what they do firsthand. You've never seen anybody. So I don't know what you're seeing firsthand. You didn't see any of them. until about the next day or so after. And what we continue to hear from Border Patrol agents is we just want to be able to do our job. We need policies in place that allow us to secure our border and to keep our nation safe and our communities strong. That means no brown gardeners. That's right, no brown gardeners are coming into their locked communities. Just saying. Doesn't matter how good they are at their jobs. Cindy Hyde-Smith said, we're here representing our states. Not only are we repping our states, we're representing all women in this country, and we have had the opportunity to visit with those that have been victims, and it's happening. It's happening every day. I think it's pretty unique that we have 3 Southern women here together to come down so we can be that voice and let the world know exactly what's happening. Not only what's happening on this border, it's going on all through the states because they're flying in from other countries. Some of them, it's cheaper for them to fly in, and then they get their little passport stamped and then they don't go. Now, it looked to be about 2 days of footage of this January 2023 visit, and only about 12 undocumented folks with 2 children are attempting to swim the freezing waters of the river. And there you see the migrants walking across in ankle-deep water. It got up to their knees at one point. Not swimmable, though. Just saying. Maybe they should have gone to Eagle Pass or El Paso for better photo ops, because that's all this was. The best part of this is when the Border Patrol agent that led this farce told them, because they have to show up, told them flat out, what we need is more agents. A fence is fine, but it isn't stopping them. Trump's wall got blown over by wind. The coyotes bring ladders that they build on site, or digging material to go under the wall. So really, your whole bunch of bullshit was just that. Anyway, this is the longest one I've ever done, but I had to get this out because she told a whole bunch of lies, and I wanted the facts on that young lady that they were talking about that lived through that horrendous journey from the time she was 12 till she was 16, 17, till she escaped. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Nana loves you.